ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवण त्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नदीनदेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो साधकेभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादृशिभ्यो अत्र्यादृशिभ्यो प्रह्लादादि भक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादि नवग्रहदेवताभ्यो मत्स्यादेवतारेभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंध मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। ओम अथ पारायणम। We are doing a beautiful Parayanam of Bhagavata 11th Skandha. We are seeing Datra Yadu Maharaj Dattatreya Samvada of the 24 Gurus. We will be chanting the 8th chapter today, followed by which the 27th chapter's last 6 verses we will try to see. Now chant this 8th chapter with all Bhakti Shraddha, and I am sure while chanting itself, at least few of the thoughts will be recollected and remembered by us, which we learnt while studying the chapter. अथ अष्टमोऽध्यायः। ब्राह्मण उवाच सुखम् ऐन्द्रियकं राजन् स्वर्गे नरक एव च देहिनां यद्यथा दुःखं तस्मान्नेच्छेत् तद्बुधः ग्रासं सुमृष्टं विरसं महान्तं स्तोकमेव वा यदृच्छयैवापतितं ग्रसेत् आजगरोक्रियः शयिताः निभूरिणि निराहारोऽनुपक्रमः यो यदि नोपनमेद्ग्रासः महाहिरिव दिष्टभुक् ओजः सहो बलयुतं बिभ्रत् देहमकर्मकं शयानो वीतनिद्रश्च निहेतेन्द्रियवानपे मुनिः प्रसन्नगम्भीरः दुर्विगाह्यो दुरत्ययः अनन्तपारो ह्यक्षोभ्यः स्तिमितोद इवार्णवः समृद्धकामो हीनो वा नारायणपरो मुनिः नोत्सर्पेत न शुष्येत सरिद्भिरिव सागरः दृष्ट्वा स्त्रियं देवमायां तद्भावैरजितेन्द्रियः प्रलोभितः पतति अन्धे तमस्यग्नौ पतङ्गवत् योषिद्धिरण्यावरणाम्बरादि द्रव्येषु मायारचितेषु मूढः प्रलोभितात्मा हि उपभोगबुद्ध्या पतङ्गवन्नश्यति नष्टदृष्टिः स्तोकं स्तोकं ग्रसेत् ग्रासं देहो वर्तेत यावता गृहान् हिंसन्नातिष्ठेत् वृत्तिं माधुकरीं मुनिः अणुभ्यश्च महद्भ्यश्च शास्त्रेभ्यः कुशलो नरः सर्वतः सारमादद्यात् पुष्पेभ्य इव षट्पदः सायन्तनं शस्तनं वा न सङ्गृह्णीत भिक्षितं पाणिपात्रोदरामत्रः मक्षिकेव न सङ्ग्रही सायन्तनं श्वस्तनं वा न सङ्गृह्णीत भिक्षुकः मक्षिका इव सङ्गृह्णन् सह तेन विनश्यते पदापि युवतिं भिक्षुः न स्पृशेत् दारवीमवे स्पृशन् करीव बध्येत करिण्या अङ्गसङ्गतः नाधिगच्छेत् स्त्रियं प्राज्ञः कर्हि चिन्मृत्युमात्मनः बलादिकैः सहन्येत गजैरन्यैर्गजो यथा न देयं नोपभोग्यं च लुब्धैर्यत् दुःखसञ्चितं भुङ्क्ते तदविदच्चान्यः मधुहेवार्थविन्मधो सुदुःखोपार्जितैर्द्रव्यैः आशासानां गृहाशिषः मधुहेवाग्रतो भुङ्क्ते यतिर्वै गृहमेधिनाम ग्राम्यगीतं न शृणुयात् यतिर्वनचरः क्वचिद् शिक्षेत हरिणात् बद्धात् मृगयोर्गीतमोहितात् नृत्तवादित्रगीतानि जुषन् ग्राम्याणि योषिताम् आसां क्रीडनकोपश्य वश्यः ऋष्यशृङ्गो मृगीसुतः जिह्वयाति प्रमाथिन्या जनो रसविमोहितः मृत्युं रुच्यत्य सद्बुद्धिः मीनस्तु बडिशैर्यथा इन्द्रियाणि जयन्त्याशु निराहारा मनीषिणः वर्जयित्वा तु रसनं तन्निरन्नस्य वर्धते तावत् जितेन्द्रियो न स्यात् विजितान्येन्द्रियपुमान् न चयेद् रसनं यावत् जितं सर्वं जिते रसे पिङ्गळा नाम वेश्यासीत् विदेहनगरे पुरा तस्यामे शिक्षितं किञ्चित् निबोध नृपनन्दन सा स्वैरिण्येकदा कान्तं सङ्केत उपनेष्यते अभूत्काले बहिर्द्वारि बिभ्रति रूपमुत्तमं मार्ग आगच्छतो वीक्ष्य पुरुषान् पुरुषर्षभ तान् शुल्कदान् वित्तवतः कान्तान् मेनेऽर्थकामुका आगतेष्वपयातेषु सा सङ्केतोपजीविनी अपि अन्यो वित्तवान् कोऽपि मामुपैष्यति भूरिदः एवं दुराशया ध्वस्त निद्राद्वार्यवलम्बते निर्गच्छन्ति प्रविशति निशीथं समपद्यता तस्या वित्ताशया शुष्यत् वक्त्राया दीनचेतसः निर्वेदः परमो जज्ञे चिन्ता हेतुः सुखावहः तस्याः निर्विण्णचित्तायाः गीतं शृणुयता मम निर्वेद आशापाशानां पुरुषस्य यथा ह्यसिः न ह्यङ्गाजात निर्वेदः देहबन्धं जिहासते यथा विज्ञानरहितः मनुजो ममतां नृप पिङ्गळोवाच अहो मे मोहविदतिं पश्यता विजितात्मनः या कान्ता दशतः कामं कामये येन बालिशा सन्तं समीपे रमणं रतिप्रदं वित्तप्रदं नित्यमिमं विहाय अकामदं दुःखभयादिशोक मोहप्रदं तुच्छमहं भजे ज्ञा अहो मयात्मा परितापितो वृथा साङ्केत्यवृत्त्यातिविगर्ह्य वार्तया स्त्रैणान्नराद्यार्थतृपोषोऽनुशोच्यात् क्रीतेन वित्तं रतिमात्मनेच्छति यदस्तिभिर्निर्मितवंशवंश्य स्थूणं त्वचालोमनखैः पिनद्धं शरन्नवद्वारमगारमेतद् विण्मूत्रपूर्णं मधुपैतिकान्या विदेहानां पुरे ह्यस्मिन् अहमेकैव मूढधेः यान्यमिच्छन्त्यसत्यस्मात् आत्मदात् काममच्युतात् सुहृत्प्रेष्ठतमो नाथ आत्मा चायं शरीरिणां तं विक्रीयात्मनैवाहं रमेनेन यथा रमा कियत् प्रियं ते व्यभजन् कामाये कामदानराः आद्यन्तवन्तो भार्याया देवा वा कालविद्रुदाः नूनं मे भगवान् प्रीतः विष्णु केनापि कर्मणा निर्वेदोऽयं दुराशाया यन्मे जातः सुखावहः मैवं स्युर्मन्दभाग्यायाः क्लेशाः निर्वेदहेतवः येनानुबन्धं निर्हृत्य पुरुषः शमं रुच्छते तेनोपकृतमादाय शिरसा ग्राम्य संगताः त्यक्त्वा दुराशाः शरणं व्रजामि तमधीश्वरं सन्तुष्टा श्रद्धधत्येततु यथा लाभेन जीवति विहराम्यमुनैवाहम् आत्मना रमणेन वै संसारकूपे पतितं विषयैर्मुषिते क्षणं ग्रस्तं कालाहिनात्मानं कोऽन्यस्त्रातुमधीश्वरः आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो गोप्ता निर्विद्येत यदाखिलात् अप्रमत्तः इदं पश्येत् ग्रस्तं कालाहिना जगत् ब्राह्मण उवाच एवं व्यवसितमतिः दुराशां कान्ततर्षजां छित्त्वोपशममास्थाय शय्याम् उपविवेश सा आशा हि परमं दुःखं नैराश्यं परमं सुखं यथा सञ्छिद्य कान्ताशां सुखं सुष्वापपिङ्गळा इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायाम् एकादशस्कन्धे अष्टमोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम, श्रीभागवत शरणं मम, श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम, श्रीसूत शरणं मम, श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम, श्रीव्यास शरणं मम, श्रीनारद शरणं मम, श्रीकुमार शरणं मम, श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम, श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम, श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम, शरणं मम, शरणं मम। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मा मुञ्चदकर्हिचित्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ श्रीकृष्णपरब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादशस्कन्धः। मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः। अथ सप्तविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच To a serious, sincere spiritual seeker, if he truly is invoking grace of God, Guru, through various upasanas and pujas, all that sadhana to be done to reach to the ultimate goal are exhaustively given in every of our shastras, exclusively or specially in our Bhagavatam Mahapuranam, that also in the 11th Mukti Skandha. Even in this 11th Mukti Skandha, the chapter under discussion 27, where Bhagavan taught about all the Upasana steps, both of the Vedic and Tantrika. You can do it as an individual also, as a group or total also. All details he gave, and the performance of that would fetch to us the results here and hereafter, as well as forever. As we discussed in our morning class yesterday also, until we are not informed about all these possibilities of higher evolving lifestyles of Adhyatmikata, we totally get bound in the world and worldliness only, taking it only as the life. But even after getting exposed to Shastras, getting the goal, understanding, means understanding, yet we remain the same samsari if we consciously, deliberately don't practice the sadhana as indicated, as taught, and as learned by us. As we were so sincere at the samsara level in the beginning days, as sincere, serious we are nowadays in trying to listen and understand Shastra, equally truly when we are serious, sincere, and true to the following of sadhana, as given and understood, definitely the result will be ours. Nobody can stop us from getting the result of the karma bandha mokshanam. The karma bandha mokshanam, the two parts of it is what? One, the inner vasanas, which force us to do the karma, they all got zerofied, and the outer karma bandha mokshanam is whatever we see in the world, nothing appears to be the object of tempting. So there are no desires created in us. Thus, there is no desire prompted activity. So the vasana prompted desire prompted activity, then external perception created desire prompted activity. That activity is called as that desire prompted activity with the desirer, with the doer of that karma, with the karma phala, with the karma phala enjoyment. All that is called as karma bandham. At one level, because of too many of vasanas, desires, we are bound to the karma. We become victimized by those desires. At other level, the world appears to be so beautiful, so attractive. देखते ही इतना लोभित हो जाते हैं, प्रलोभित, कि हमको उसको पाना ही है, उसके लिए कुछ तो करना है. Through the upasana, Bhagavan gives a special ability in us, along with the joy of quiet mind, positive mind, peaceful mind, divine mind, along with the joy of offering everything to the Lord and enjoying that. With all this, what he gives us is this freedom from the vasanas, as well as we see the world, but we don't get attracted by, enchanted by it. Therefore, desires are not created. Then there's no need of a karma and a karta and karma phala and karma phala bhokta type samsara. That is called karma bandha moksha. But if you are freed from karma bandha, then what is the life to be used for? What should be the pursuit then? The pursuit is of knowledge with which we discover our own essential nature. Once that is known, like a case in the court, 5 years, 10 years, 12 years. But once all the evidences are understood and who is the culprit or who is not so is clear, the case is closed. Like in a Kel Khatam Dukan Band, in the same way, when the truth is known, apprehended as it is, by the grace of Lord, by the grace of Guru, guidance of Guru, our own Adhyatmic sadhana, when the reality is apprehended, please remember, the Kel Katham Dukan Bandh. There is nowhere to go, nothing to achieve, nothing to lose, nothing is there other than us, apart from us, independent of others, us, that we should have to establish one or the other compelling, forcing relativity and come under the duties, come under the obligations, come under variety of compulsions. Nothing will be either with the things or the beings or the nature or with one's own dehendra manobuddhi. All of them, please listen carefully, all of them are transcended and the reality is apprehended. From the reality, when you look back, like when you see the rope as rope and look back into the snake, you will be afraid of it. Will you be afraid of? No. Even to be afraid, there is no snake. Is it not? In the same way, once we apprehend the subtlest truth reality, of course, which takes many lives of sadhana of transcending each of the koshas, which we are going to study in our second Brahmananda Valli in Taittiriya Upanishad, very exhaustively. If we are master of all that theoretically, practically when we do it also, one by one kosha, the Upanishad Kara of Taittiriya makes us understand and then transcend. And finally, Anandamaya Kosha also he makes us transcend and introduces us to our own self, which is only reality. And what are all these? Swapna Maya Manoratha, like a dream, like the delusion, like only the imagination mind, like the projected movie on the screen, like the Indrajala of the Indrajalika. How can any one of them bind us? But the world will continue. Our presence in the world will be the same. Upadhis will be with us. We may need to do something. We will do also. Same thing we were doing earlier. Continue wahi kare. Yeah, we may be appointed by the Lord to do something. Yet, what magic, what tamasha happens is that ignorance which was binding earlier, by creating delusion, by creating all the raga dvesha, that goes away. That magic happens, then you are living liberation. Now we are all living in the bondage. That is called as Shreya Prapti, Parama Shreya Prapti. Bhagavan, step by step, even that also you will get, he assured us. That's how in the beginning, Naradji also asked, sorry, Uddhavji asked Bhagavan Krishna, tell me that by which Karma Bandha Mokshanam Nishreyasa Prapti happens. Kriya Yogam Samachakshva Bhavdharadhanam Prabho Yasma Tvam Yena Yatha Archanti Satvata Satvadarshapha. Then he said, Muhu Nishreyasam Runam. All that I need not repeat. You have thoroughly heard. Now, intellectually, we have heard it. And repeatedly contemplate. Understand the entire steps and processes involved in all these three types of Kriya Yoga of Vaidika, Tantrika, and Mishra. Then, with all zeal, zest, enthusiasm, get blessed by the Guru, get permitted by the Guru, let that become inspiration, then start doing it. And when you start doing, a good suggestion to you and all is what? Right from the beginning only, will not allow the mechanical way to do it. In fact, first few months, it will not be mechanical because it is new. Definitely, you do it with willingness and all. Even after that, also, there is always a chance for it to become mechanical, not allowing to be like that. With total application of one's personality, we have to do. And in the initial days, the procurement of the objects, cleaning of the puja mandiram, and elaborately doing upasana, that all appears to be tiring, appears to be dukkha, painful, because it is new to the mind. It is new to the intellect. It is new to the sense organs. It is like children sent to the school. It is so new to them. Parents are at home giving everything to him, love and all. नाना नानी दादा दादी इतना लाड प्यार उसको स्कूल में जाते लगता है जेल है. But as he gets habituated, he learns the subjects and all. He knows the importance of it. In the same way, you and I who are never exposed to spirituality, theoretical, practical, when we start doing it in the beginning, that initial hurdles of everything appearing to be new, difficult, impossible, not liking, सबको होते हैं. That is a test we have to pass. If that were to be so easy, everybody would have done that only. If people are not doing it, means that is difficult. And you and I, even though if it is difficult, we will do because the result that is promised is so spectacular. Both Nishrayasa Prapti before that Karma Bandha Moksha. So the initial difficulties we have to go through and do it joyfully. Then the later on, the possibility of being mechanical, that also we have to avoid and express same seriousness sincerity throughout till the karma bandha moksha happens, till then nishreyasa prapti. Even after karma bandha moksha ho gaya, nishreyas mila, what do you do till the body is alive? Do the same thing so that it becomes a guidance for others. Did Adi Shankara require any of the temple establishment? Do he require any of the stotras for himself? But has he not done all that throughout his life? It was natural for him to express all, and that has become a blessing to all of us. After Mukti, like Puja Gurudev, we got liberation by guidance from Maharaj Taporman and Shivananji. He can stay in Himalayas. What is the need of him coming and writing all books? What is the need of doing so many ajna? That was not an effort to him. What he did to get the mukti, he is doing same thing to give that guidance for mukti to others. We also will be like that. वो तो बाद की बात है. फिलहाल क्या है? How many times you read this chapter? how much clearly you have understood all the upasanas. Did you make a notes of all the points and steps? Have you become thorough about every checklist? The checklist of all the items required for puja, the checklist of all the steps to be followed, the checklist of all the cares to be taken, and the fourth, the most important checklist of the attitudes, intentions, the applications of devotion, of Shraddha, all of that, right from beginning till end. These four checklists have you made them. Then the work out on those checklists. Procure all the items also, understand thoroughly the whole steps, etc. of the upasana, and then also doing everything as it is understood. But most important is the variety of attitudes, positive divine attitudes, which we have to have. Keep practicing. Did we do this homework is a question we have to ask to ourselves. Then अफर्मेटिव आंसर देने के लिए बाकी 10-15 दिन मेहनत करके करना है, निकालना पड़ता है टाइम. टाइम नहीं मिलता, टाइम नहीं निकलता, टाइम नहीं रुकता है, वो चलता चलता हमको ही ले जाता है यहाँ से. वो होने से पहले ही हमको खुद को करना है. Think from 18 days we are studying this chapter every day, or 20 days. How many of us went to our puja room, those who were not going earlier, and started doing? And how many of us, those who are already going to puja room, have practiced what is taught here? At least 5%. For at least 5-10. That shows our commitment to our sadhana as taught by Bhagavan Krishna to us. This is how an individual, when he wants to grow, uses his intellect to think and understand this way and executes all his plans, then he grows. Now, up to this, we saw here the Evam Kriya. I am going straight away to 49th mantra. Evam Kriya Yoga Pathaihi Puman Vaidikatantrikaihi अर्चन्नुभयतः सिद्धिं मत्तो विन्दत्यभीप्सिताम् एवं क्रियायोगपथैः पुमान् वैदिकतान्त्रिकैः अर्चन्नुभयतः सिद्धिं मत्तो विन्दति अभीप्सिताम्. This is again, Bhagavan is so vehemently, strongly promising, as if, like he did so many promises in Gita. Like Yogakshemam Vahamiham, then Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha, then Mami Vaishyasi Satyante Pratijane Priyosime Nityasamameti Pandavaha. At least there are 20-30 places Bhagavan gives assurances to Arjuna that if you change your lifestyle from this to this and become true Bhakta and Sadhaka and Dharmika and Jignasu, these are the things you get. See, that's the 12th chapter. Teshamaham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha mayaveshita chetasam. Teshamaham bhavami mrityu samsara sagarat uddharata bhavami. Samyak uddharata bhavami. I will be lifting him from the mrityu samsara sagara. What a beautiful assurance Bhagavan gave. So many. Here also, toward the end of this discussion, he is again giving assurances, making that promises. And I tell you, such are the things when we don't miss and catch. The sleeping lion of sadhaka wakes up in our life. If these things are not seriously taken up, then the lion, tiger, all elephant, buffalo in us, sadhakas, they sleep. What is Bhagavan saying here? Literal meaning of shloka is evam kriya yoga pataihi. In this way, with this marga of kriya yoga, puman, the purusharthi, vaidika tantrikaihi kriya yoga pataihi. In this way, with this kriya yoga pata vaidika tantrika marga, archan. If you do your duty and job of doing my archana through this Vaidika Tantrika Kriya Yoga, what is Bhagavan's promise? What is Bhagavan's assurance? What is his pratigna? What is his pledge? He says, Ubhayatah siddhim mattah vindati abhipsitam. You will get both siddhis of this world and hereafter from me. Never ever have any doubt on this. And having so strong faith in this sentence of Bhagavan, and what is the use of that strong faith in this sentence of promise of Bhagavan? कि that much strongly, कि जितना strongly faith है, उतना ही strongly we start doing both these Vaidika Tantrika Kriya Yogas. If we are not doing so deeply, seriously, strongly, the Vaidika Tantrika Upasana, it means we have not strongly, deeply have faith, develop faith in Bhagavan's assurances and words, where he said that if you do the Upasana like this, I will give you Ubhayataha Siddhim, the Siddhi of this world and Siddhi of the other. The here world Siddhi means what? आरोग्यम आयु संपदम धनम बंधुमित्र वर्ग whichever is promised in all yagna as the comfortable life, iha means all of that you get it. Now we can talk on this topic for hours together. I can explain you so many thoughts. Only one thing we will just keep it in our mind is should we want the comfortable, healthy, happy, long life or not? Should we want with lot of wealth around us or not a decent life? Should we want nice children and all of the friends and relatives with us or not? Should we enjoy the respect and reverence received from the world or not? It's all human beings' fulfillments before he embarks onto spirituality. Please, it is no good at all to compromise with whatever lowest life materials we are living. Aha. If you don't do Adhyatmika sadhana and reach to the pinnacle of Parabrahmasmyaham, okay, forget it. At least as a decent human being, you must live a joyful life. How can we be in poverty stricken with all dukkha by being nikamma? Common sense nahi hai, bewakoof. We have to tell to ourselves like this. It is our birthright to have all riches. It is our birthright to have all luxuries, comforts. After having all of them, then you give up them for spiritual sadhana. It is our birthright to have the name and fame in the world, the respect, reverence in the world. You must enjoy. We are not animals. That we live according to the nature and do nothing creative, constructive, productive to increase our standard of life. Is it not? Point one is that. Second, everyone understands it and pursues this pursuit of excellence of the material growth. But the problem there is what? Either he is going through the adharma papa marga or he is depending only on his efforts. So what is taught here is what? Make use of Bhagavan, his blessings. Follow the techniques of Upasana, he told us. With Dhamma, he himself is assuring everything of this world I give you. So the conclusion, two thoughts are what in this particular topic of Ubhayataha me ihaloka. As a human being, we must live a very good, dignified, decent life of lot of wealth and riches and enjoyment. And that you get through Upasana. This is a half of the meaning of this shloka. He says, भाई मैं तुमको बंगला गाड़ी शौहरत सब देता हूँ मेरा उपासना करो. Didn't he give it to Pandavas when they surrendered to him the Rajya Lakshmi? Didn't he give to Vibhishana the entire Lanka Rajya, to Sugriva the entire Kishkinda? Didn't he give that Brahmana Sudhama the all the riches? किस किस को भगवान ने नहीं दिया दसो? So we have to pause at one place and think and understand कि what is happening with me by myself. मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ मेरे साथ? ना स्पिरिचुअलिटी का कुछ कर रहा हूँ, ना दुनियादारी का कुछ पाके खुशी में हूँ. What a meager life of nonsense I am living. Then what to do? First become rich and happy in the worldly life, then become rich in spirituality later on. इस सबको लात मार के बाद में. But even all these also, whatever I get with my efforts is always minimum. These next two, three sentences are very important. Whatever I get with whatever my efforts are is very minimum because our abilities are very less. But through Upasana, when I invoke Bhagwan's Krupa, whatever I get is so much unimaginable. Understood? That is why every of the bhaktas, whether they are Rakshasas or positive people, they did Upasana of God. When the God blessed them or gave them darshana as a result of Upasana, when they got the boons, they became the conquerors of all the worlds. Would it be happening without the Krupa Bhagwan by their own individual efforts? No. भगवान की कृपा हो गई तीनों लोग आधिपत्य मिला. How did the Krupa came? Because they did Ubayataha Archan. Ubayataha Archan Ubayataha. Ubayataha Archan. They did the Archana Bhagwan. So, what should click to you and me today on the Raksha Bandhan day, 12th August 2022, is let us pray to God and become very rich and very powerful and very named and famed and enjoy. Let us not live a meager life of very lowest level. बड़ो पीछे भगवान का चैंट ऑल सहस्रनाम स्तोत्रास डू कनकधारा स्तोत्रास महालक्ष्मी अष्टकम अष्टोत्तरास द पूजास which are taught here डेली सुबह दोपहर शाम 5 साल करके देखो छप्पड़ फाड़ फाड़ के भगवान देते जाएंगे. पैसा भी मिलेगा, लोग भी मिले, सब मिलेगा. You can see the people in the world. They have done all these upasanas in earlier lives. That's why you see the thousand crores they are having. They don't know that they have done this. And without Bhagavad Krupa, such huge riches it will not come. For a human being with his dimag and intelligence, what he can get is hand to mouth. बहुत ज्यादा है किसी के पास मतलब भगवत कृपा से हुआ. भगवत कृपा है का मतलब उसने उपासना किया. It's a pakka to be convinced point. There is no compromise or there should never be a second thought in this regard. This is half of the meaning of this sloka. Don't live in that poverty. Luxuriously live. No, that's what, what is that? Bhartrahari's Vairagya Shadakam, he says, Oh Mana, work hard, pray to God, and with him get all the wealths of palatial houses and all the chappan bhog ityadi, enjoy all that. If that is not liked by you, kick all of that with your left foot and involve in your intense meditation of Bhagavan and realize him. Let these two extremes be your goals, not the mediocre, stupid way of living. Na ghar ka, na ghat ka, dhobi ka kutta. Bhartrahari says in his Vairagya Shadakam. I'm not remembering exactly that sloka. No chet cheta samadhiyatam, samadhim vidhiyatam, like that he says. And no chet chetaha samadhatsva nirvikalpa samadhau. Go and enter into nirvikalpa samadhi, your stupid mind. नहीं है हिम्मत दम है तो go worship Lord Shiva, work hard on all the riches of all the loka and enjoy. And what this nonsense of little bit adharma, little bit papa, for the sake of little bit gains, and when you are caught, which is compulsory, you will be put behind bars, taking away whatever belongs to you. What a nonsense. In the same way, spirituality also. आते हो 2 दिन क्लास में फिर भाग जाते हो. एक दिन जप करते हो फिर छोड़ते हो. Again getting attracted by small little trivials of the life. शर्म नहीं आता? Give up all spirituality. Indulge in the world honestly by getting everything by Upasana Bhagavan. He will give you. He is ready to give you. You do Upasana. You will see the result. He will bless you with all the things. Enjoy indulge. Then when you get fed up of that, give it all that, kick it, then come and enter into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. See, both the versions as they are said there, Bhagavan is saying here also, Ubhayata siddhim vindati. You will get all the siddhi. Bhagavan name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee will not perish because of lack of anything of this world. मैं तो उसको जो भी चाहिए योगक्षेम महाम्यम. So let us be upasakas from today of God and find a very happy, comfortable, luxurious outer life. Nothing wrong in that. This is 50% of it. आपको उसमें दिल दिमाग है, एंजॉय करने का मन है, दिल है, तो भगवान से मांग कर ले लो, करो एंजॉय. Don't do by your effort, because your efforts are less. What you get, it is very meager, it will never satisfy you. Nor adopt any adharmic ways by which you will be bound with papa and naraka. उपासना करो, ब्रह्म पद भी भगवान दे देंगे. अब क्या बताओ. उपासना करो, he will give सालोक्य, सामीप्य, सारूप्य, all. He will take you, see, all the bhaktas of Rama were taken for the Santanika Loka. देखो क्या मुश्किल है उपासना में. कुछ मुश्किल है, बस शुरू करना, लगातार करना, मैकेनिकल होने नहीं देना, डिवोशन को बढ़ाते जाना, श्रद्धा के साथ करना. देयर ओनली 10-8 things, not more than that. You will get so many dividends. In the world there are some businesses, they won't last longer, बट होता है वो सडनली लकी फेलो उसमें इन्वेस्ट करता है, एकदम उसको इतने पैसे आ जाते. सबको नहीं होता, बाद में नहीं होता. कुछ लाइक दिस क्रिप्टो करेंसी वाला which started 10-12 years back, I think so. 15 rupees but that bitcoins and all. Now it is running in lakhs. Shares, those people who invested 10,000 at that time have become karodpati now. You understand? Nowadays there is a loss, you can't do. It is a business. Business में ups and downs होते हैं. But the one who is luckily has invested at right time, suddenly when the business, when the booming of the ventures of all these happening, 1-2 एकड़ का जमीन भेजो तो 3 करोड़ आ गए. खाने को पैसे नहीं है, that whoever the farmer, out of the 10 एकड़ 2 भेज दिया उसने, 3 करोड़ आ गए. क्या करें समझ नहीं आ रहा उन लोगों को. कुछ है कि नहीं. I'm just giving an examples only to convey. In the same way, through upasana, Bhagavan give you a lot of riches. Have faith in that, not doubt, because Upayatah Siddhim he has written. That's why you remember our quotation long back, 2.5 years back. कुछ भी चाहिए तो भगवान से मांगो, और किसी से मांगो मत. और भगवान से ही मांगना है तो भगवान को ही मांगो. That is the second point. And what is the second siddhi? First siddhi is all the richnesses of all. स्वर्ग भी जाओ, ब्रह्मलोक भी जाओ, इंद्रलोक भी, वरुण लोक भी जाओ, एंजॉय. भगवान के उपासना का ये सारे फल होते हैं. With our own effort, with the recommendation of some small person like us, in this world only a little better place, and from LIG you get a MIG quarter. That's all. थोड़ा मेहनत करके और 20,000 से 30,000 का तनख्वाह, बस. फ्रॉम द 2-wheeler एक 4th अम्बेसडर मारुति और आज का लेटेस्ट जो भी है वो छोटा वाला कार, इतना ही मिलेगा. भगवान को मांगो, ही विल गिव यू filthy rich. आई एम टेलिंग यू, बिलीव दैट. And always prayerfully, with fear I pray to Bhagavan every day. Every day means, Bhagavan, give me the riches so that my work doesn't stop, and don't give me too much also that I can't manage or my mind is distracted. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर हम शुद्ध अंतःकरण से मांगे तो उतना दे देंगे कि आप उसको मैनेज भी नहीं कर पाते. That is for people like us whose goal is spirituality. I'm just telling you, if at all you have those thoughts in your mind that your children, grandchildren should be lot of money, enjoyment, pray to Bhagavan, take his help, do regular upasanas of all these things that are told. Arey Baba, you can't imagine ki kitna milega. This is one of the 2 siddhis. Ubhayataha siddhi mein ek A. Then the dusra siddhi is the spiritual. The spiritual siddhi also, be attentive. Myself doing viveka and vairagya. Viveka first of all. Then understanding limitation of the things of world and the problematic aspects in that, and getting little of vairagya. then struggling so much by myself to get the control of mind, the control of senses. And then with the Shamadamadi going to the Guru and trying to do his seva and getting to him. Then with so much of sleepiness, headache, when he is teaching the class Vedanta, sleeping there. खुद मैं मेहनत करूंगा तो ऐसा ही रहता. In the second siddhi I am talking. But the same second siddhi of Brahmajnana, in which all these steps are involved. When we invoke again Bhagavan's Kripa through Upasana, you understand? He will empower us with such a Viveka, so sharp and subtle, जो 10,000 जन्मों भी नहीं होता, वो विवेक एक जन्म में करा देंगे भगवान. जो हजारों जन्म में भी नहीं होता, जो वैराग्य झट से भगवान दे देंगे आपको. That's why कामादि सर्प अवरजगारूढ़ाभ्याम विवेक वैराग्य निधि प्रदाभ्याम बोध प्रदाभ्याम धृत मोक्षदाभ्याम नमो नमस्ते गुरुपादुकाभ्याम देव मुनि प्रवरार्चित लिंगम कामदहन करुणाकर लिंगम रावण दर्प विनाश लिंगम तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिंगम. Every stotra, everywhere it is written. You and I try to get the विवेक वैराग्य 2 मिनट में होता है, वो फिर गिर जाता है. जब when we do upasana daily and ask the Lord, not what we asked earlier, वो तो हो गया. Now we are freed from all those desires, enjoy हो गया. अब हमको आध्यात्मिक प्रगति चाहिए. For that all these समाधि षटक संपत्ति साधन चतुर्थ संपदा ये सब आना चाहिए. Do the upasana and in that do संकल्प. ओम विवेक वैराग्यादि साधन चतुष्टय संपत्ति प्राप्त्यर्थम श्रवणम निधिध्यासन अर्हता प्राप्त्यर्थम गुरुपदेशस्य मनन चिंतन प्राप्त्यर्थम मनन चिंतन द्वारा निर्विकल्प समाधे आत्मानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मनः श्री रामचंद्रस्य श्री मातुः श्री महाविष्णोः यावत् शक्ति ध्यान आवाहन आदि षोडशोपचार पूजा अर्चना करिष्ये. Like this, if you do upasana, मैं बताऊं वो ऐसे ट्रिक जादू करेंगे, समझ में नहीं आता आपको कैसा हो गया. सडनली वन डे सिटिंग ही जस्ट गिव सच पावरफुल थॉट्स. यू बिकम अलर्ट ऑफ माइंड, यू अंडरस्टैंड द माइंड, यू जस्ट विथ मिनिमम एफर्ट्स ओनली गेट द ट्रिक एंड आर्ट ऑफ कंट्रोलिंग द माइंड. सडनली हो जाता है जो हजारों जन्म में इतना भी मेहनत करो नहीं होता. Bhagavan just blesses. You can see the mind is in control. Senses are in control. Mind has come to the Sattva Guna. Buddhi has become Sukshma. With that Sukshma Buddhi, the Vedanta Vicharana is relentlessly happening. And in that Vicharana, all the illusion, delusions piled up once, just getting cut asunder and burnt. Slowly, dekhte, you just have entered to Savikalpa Samadhi, then the Nirvikalpa. झट से हो जाता है. दैट इज भगवान कृपा. सर्व पापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मीन्स दैट. और तेषामेव अनुकंपार्थम अहम अज्ञानजं तमनाशयामि आत्मभावस्था ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. That is the meaning of that shloka in Gita. That is what here says. Your moksha also I'll give. So far we thought Bhagavan's upasana we do only for fulfilling our small desires and protecting us from some sins and protecting us from some enemies. Are pagal. Bhagavan's kripa is so powerful to give every riches of this world. In the Ubhaya Siddhi, the first Siddhi, we mostly focused on the material riches and all. Forgot to tell you other, the Siddhi in this world is there is no enemy to you. There is nobody to hate you. That is also Laukika Siddhi. Everybody loves you. ऐसे सूक्ष्म सिद्धियां वो लौकिक है, उभयता में पहले वाले में आ जाते. एवरीथिंग विच यू कंसिडर अदर देन ब्रह्म ज्ञानम ऑल इज दिस टाइप ऑफ सिद्धि, दिस साइड सिद्धि. ब्रह्म ज्ञानम मोक्ष इज द अदर सिद्धि. सो ये और वो दोनों मिलाकर उभयता सिद्धि विन्दति. हाउ इज इट कम्स टू अस? ही सेज अविपसिताम मत्तः. यू आर बोथ siddhis of this and that are obtained by you, mattaha, given by me. See this, now let us be convinced about this point. Even the Lord wants to give us both siddhis. Still, He will be stopped to give the siddhi, be attentive, if we are not upasaka. लाइक आप किसी बेगर वेगर को देखते हो, मन में आता है पैसे देने को, पैसे होते भी है जेब में, निकालने लगते हो, लेकिन उसका हौलिया देखकर लगता है दिस फेलो डजंट डिजर्व इट, you don't give him, somehow it just happens. Same is with Bhagavan, he wants to give, but when there is no upasaka in us, he is refrained from giving. Point one. Equally true, the other opposite point, he refuses to give, doesn't want to give, that's all. But suddenly, when he looks at us and finds a great upasaka in us, he is prompted to give, compromising his own other decision. Upasana ka ye bal hai. This is what let us get convinced about. That is why this explanation. जैसे कुछ लोगों को ना देखते ही कहीं ना कहीं से कुछ भी करके उनको पैसे दान देना है, ऐसा मन लगता है, नहीं है तो भी कुछ लोगों को होता है फिर भी देने को मन नहीं होता, whether it is money or some other help or even love or anything. Same too, Bhagavan is forced, underline this word, forced to bless us if he finds the upasaka in us. It's a commanding effect. It makes us command Bhagavan. Yeah. भगवान ऑल्सो हेल्पलेस, क्योंकि ही सेड प्रॉमिस किया कि जो मेरा उपासना करो तो मुझे देना ही पड़ेगा तुमको। मत्ता है विंदति, मतलब है क्या है, मुझे फोर्स करेगा तुम्हारा उपासना, मैं नहीं चाहते हुए भी देऊंगा, देना पड़ेगा मुझे। वैसे तो नहीं चाहते तो होता नहीं है, आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग हाइपोथेटिकली, इवन ही डजंट वांट टू गिव, ही विल गिव। लाइक किसको भगवान अपने लोक में मुक्ति देगा, देने को मन नहीं होता, बट ऑल दोज पीपल इन राम राज्य पर सचे उपासक भगवान राम, कि वो लोग पूछते हैं, भगवान ने हाँ कह दी, सबको ले गए। From all these stories, from all these analysis, from all these explanations, what we have to be convinced about is, let us start doing our Vaidika Tantrika Upasana Bhagavan so seriously that we get all the siddhis. So we thought earlier, the siddhi with Upasana are only some protection, some elimination of disease, some money to manage ourselves. No, he said every siddhi of this world. Secondly, we thought Upasana will not help us in the other siddhi of Brahma Vidya. No, here it is very clearly mentioned, through Upasana that siddhi also comes. And for this, the authority is the Vedanta Upanishads only. From last 90 days, we are studying Upasanas only still. 90 or 89 days, whatever. Still we are in the 9th or 8th Anuvaka. About Upasana only every day we are doing. And what we chanted today, tomorrow we are going to see the meaning. Omiti Brahmana Pravakshannaha Brahmopapnavanite Brahmaivopapnoti. It is nothing but Upasana. And anybody more than this strongly are able to talk to you and inspire you, please listen from those people. Same person 100 times, 100 times, or the 100 people you do. But whatever, please come to the conviction that let us take the alambana of the upasana to be blessed by the Lord for the siddhi here and the siddhi there. As a result, involve in upasana. Don't waste time in doing anything. हमारा जीवन उपासना में और ध्यान में ही होना है। सो उपासना के लिए बाकी जो धर्म निर्वहन करके फ्री होना क्वालिफिकेशन, ध्यान के लिए सत्संग में आना क्वालिफिकेशन। अदर देन दिस फोर, देयर इज नो फिफ्थ थिंग शुड बी इन आवर लाइफ। Fulfill your duties, obligations, and enter into upasana. Amma. Come to the class and listen from Vedanta, from the Upanishad, the Vedanta, third one, then sit for meditation. Other than these four, anything else we do, not only wasting the time present, not only wasting all opportunities, but all those doings will yield us such funny results that we are bound in future also. This conviction Bhagavan wants us to have. Uddhava got it. When he went to Badrinath, only Upasana and Dhyana. उपासना कर करके भगवान से उनको सारूप्य मिल गया, ध्यान करके उनको भगवान से एकता का अनुभव मिल गया। मुक्त, this is the power of this last shloka. See, if we give time to me in each of the shloka, what are the deep depths or details or Bhagavan's compelling aspect or his convincing aspect or his promise aspect, we can dig out and see. He's not making a casual sentence. हाँ बेटा इस तरह से if you do the upasana to me, from me you get this or that result. हाँ, उतना लाइट लेने की बात नहीं है. Whatever you want, the peak of achievement in the worldliness, the peak of achievement in spirituality, both you will get from me with this technique of Kriya Yoga, in which you have Vaidika Tantrika Upasana to be done. And all that I taught you. And what is difficulty in that? Where is difficulty in that? Difficulty is only in our murkhata, we are not able to come out. Our own delusions, our own arrogance, our own laziness, our own non-commitment, our own misguidance by others, carried away by stupid fellows' misguidance, or our own mind suggestion. ये मूर्खता ही हमारे पास है. But what Bhagavan said is not difficult, and his promise he never fails in fulfilling. He will fulfill. एवं अर्चन उभयत सिंधिम भक्तः विंदति अभीप्सिताम. ओके या सेटिस्फाइड फुल दिस श्लोका. तो क्या करोगे व्यास से? क्या करें स्वामी, हर दिन कर रहे वही करेंगे कि आगे क्या बताएंगे हम वो सुनेंगे, इसको भूल जाएंगे. यू एंड आई आर सच ए जुगलबंदी जोड़ी. मैं भी नेक्स्ट क्या टेक्स्ट बताऊं उसके ऊपर दिमाग लगाता हूँ. आप भी आगे क्या पढ़ाएंगे उसी पे. अब क्या पढ़ा रहे, इसमें क्या करना है, छोड़ दो भगवान. लॉर्ड आल्सो वेरी मैजिकल है. ही नोस किन किन लोगों को साथ में लाना है ना. जोड़ी को मिला देते. सच ए क्यूट वंडरफुल ऑडियंस यू आर आल्सो. व्हाट इज नेक्स्ट टेक्स्ट स्वामी यू आर टेलिंग. There's no better joyful joke than this. So क्या करोगे आप इसके बाद? आप जो दूसरा चैप्टर बताएंगे हम वो सुनते जाएंगे. Start becoming upasaka. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it is upasana. In Vidura Niti, some of the values and upasana. In Vishnu Sahasranama, it is upasana. Bhagavatam, it is upasana. Ramayana, five classes every day. We are talking about that only. और एक्चुअली अब मंदिर बना के पूजा में मूर्ति ला करना शुरू कर. क्लियर? दैट इज द एंड ऑफ दिस. नाउ इन द नेक्स्ट 4 श्लोकास we will see the third aspect of fourth aspect, fourth or third or fifth aspect, जो भी नंबर दो, of Bhagavan's teachings in this particular chapter. If you say the topics, first topic is Uddhavaji's Prashna. Second topic is Bhagavan's initiative and giving precautionary explanations as to how to have Shraddha and all that. In the third topic, he taught the Tantrika Paddhati of Upasana with all details. In the fourth topic, he taught the Vaidika Paddhati of Yajna. In the fifth topic, he mixed both of them, wherein after doing Yajna also do the Upasana, Archa, etc. And then in a big way, make all celebrations of Nrutya, Gita, Vaditra, Sankirtanam, all of that. Do you remember that shloka? स्तवैरुच्चा वचै स्तोत्रैः पौराणैः प्राकृतैरभिस्तुत्वा उपगायन् गृणन् नृत्यन् कर्माणि अभिनयन् मत्कथा श्रावयन् शृण्वन्. These are all very powerful slokas. This is how the fifth topic. Now let us say 2 more topics. The sixth topic is of how to promote this most beautiful program of worshipping God to get everything. Clear? इन द बिजनेस में क्या होता है ना, मैं मेहनत करूं मुझे मिलता है, ये वाला मैं दूसरों को बताऊं तो वो मेरे से ज़्यादा मेहनत करेगा तो उसको फल मिलेगा, मुझे जाएगा. मेरा he may overpower me, overtake me if his skills are more, because the resources are limited, the opportunities are limited, the successes are limited. But with regard to upasana ऐसा नहीं है. Everybody can do upasana, and to everyone Bhagavan gives riches in maximum. There is no need of the competition as it is there in the non-upasana way of works. Upasana. इसलिए we can help everyone to do these upasanas at the Western Samist level, invoking Bhagavan's grace for the Ubhaya Siddhi of this and that. Now you understand, now you remember how and why always our India is full of all riches, even now. Between these 3, 4, 5, 600 years, the Mughals and they destroyed, Britishers and all, they came and took away all our wealth. That was a sad period of some 800,000 years. But उससे पहले हमेशा अपना भारत माता की जय हो. Do you know in so many poems we read कि मार्केट में तौलकर बेचते थे हीरा चांदी मोतियां सारे डायमंड्स को, तौलकर टमाटर की तरह. That is the glory of our nation. And even now, as I was talking the cryptocurrency, देखते देखते India has become the 7th largest country in the world in that investment. वो क्या है मुझे नहीं पता, मैं just बता रहा हूँ आपको, so that you may get an idea. 7th largest, I'm sure it will become 3rd largest within a year or so. Means what? To invest money in that most doubtful program, how much money and faith Indians have. I'm not talking the business aspect of it. I'm talking about the richness of aspect of Indians. We are not poor anymore. Everyone have got the purchasing capacity. All of them are luxury enjoying. Especially last 10-15 साल से सबके, the exceptions are always there. Don't talk about exceptions when we generally tell some things in general. मैं ये कह रहा हूँ भारत माता हमेशा संपदाओं के साथ ही रहता है. In between sometimes some dark patches will be there. Why is it so? Because there are hundreds and thousands of sadhu santa mahatma, hundreds and thousands of the beautiful, wonderful pujaris in temples, lakhs and lakhs of grahasthas. All these three, while doing the upasana, they are making a sankalpa. Oh Lord, let all Bharatavasis become rich. Some of them to go to the level of the entire universe should become rich, everybody. भगवान की कृपा हो रही है, वो जबरदस्त देना पड़ता है. लाइक इफ आई एम डूइंग पूजा वेरी इंटेंसली एंड आस्क द लॉर्ड कि आप सबको पैसे वाले बना दो, मजबूरन भगवान को करना पड़ता है, बिकॉज दैट इज द इफेक्ट ऑफ पूजा. इसलिए भगवान पूजा करने नहीं देते हमको, कर दिया तो उनको सब कुछ देना पड़ता है. इसलिए मेनी पीपल डोंट डू, इवन इफ दे डू दे स्लीप, इट बिकम्स मैकेनिकल, बिकॉज वेरी कॉस्टली अफेयर फॉर भगवान. मोक्ष देना भगवान को आसान है, इस क्योंकि मोक्ष के लिए भगवान को हम सब कुछ दे देते हैं. We give everything to God and He gives moksha. It's easy transaction to Him. But the upasana अगर हमको करने दिया भगवान ने, हमने कर दी, तो हमको क्या है, उनको सब कुछ हमें देना पड़ेगा. And उनको हमें He'll have to become our slave also, our servant also. That is why you studied it in Bhagavata 2-3 times. Muktim dasyami kintum bhaktim na dasyami. I will give you freely mukti if you want, but I will not give you bhakti. Because if you become bhakta, you will make me dance to your tune. That is the power in bhakti. That is the power in upasana. But at a higher level, a little maturity. Anybody, the true upasaka does upasana only to have the Paramatma Jnana, Brahma Jnana, and become instrument of Lord to serve this world. That point is most beautiful. So we are connecting this topic 5 to the 6 in this way, that is it happy enough that we become rich through our upasana? No, the whole world. How? They also should do the upasanas. How? When we make facilities for everyone to do the upasana. How can you do that? That is the most enchanting and divine activity in our life, called as establishing and managing the temples. This is the 6th topic in this chapter. Most enchanting and beautiful. Slokas are only 4. But in that, when you really are able to do practically, the amount of benefit that comes to the world and the amount of phala comes to you, Bhagavan batate hai us Phala Shruti mein. उपासना में तो he taught 40 श्लोकास and he gave the फलश्रुति. इधर तो 2 श्लोक में क्या करना बोलते हैं और 2 श्लोक में पूरा फलश्रुति बोलते हैं. अगर वो करोगे तो today I'll tell little only, remaining I'll tell tomorrow. One more day it is taking, let it take. मैं क्या करूं? जो मन में भगवान कहते कहने को वही कही. मेरी इच्छा नहीं चलती है मानो. मैं तो डेली खत्म करूं पूरा आपकी तरह भागवत. मेरे को लगता है भगवान कहते नहीं, पॉज करो. टुडे ही मेड मी, लेट अस बोथ ऑफ अस स्टडी द मीनिंग ऑफ उभयता सिद्धिम. सो गेट कन्विंस्ड अबाउट डूइंग द उपासना. So what he says here, 49, 50, 51, 52. What is 41? I'll just chant and explain you literal meaning. With that you can go home. Tomorrow we'll little elaborate and we'll conclude it. And tomorrow only mostly we'll see the Shodashopachara Puja if Bhagavan wants. What is that? Listen carefully. Madarcham sampradishtapya mandiram karayet drudam पुष्पोद्यानानि रम्याणि पूजायात्रोत्सवाश्रितान् पूजादीनां प्रवाहार्थं महापर्वस्वथान्वहं क्षेत्रापणपुरग्रामान् दत्वा मत्साश्रितामियात्. पौने 2 श्लोक में क्या करना बताए, 2.25 श्लोक में फल बताए. पौने 2 एंड 2.25 मिलकर 4 हो गए. Quarter to 2, what to do. 2 and quarter, what he will give us. What is expecting us to do? Madarcham sampratishtapya. Having done the pratishtha mad archa, that means the idol, भगवान के पूजा के लिए मूर्ति का प्रतिष्ठापना करके मंदिरम कार्य दृढ़म, उसके चारों तरफ दृढ़ टेम्पल को बनाओ. डिटेल्स विल एक्सप्लेन टुमारो and will some example will give where people, some of the great devotees, bhaktas, maybe grahasthas or groups, even sadhu santa, bent upon creating temples. What an amount of punya they are encashing in their life, I tell you. Because these temples have become source of upasana to thousands and thousands of people for hundreds of generations to come together, to come in the future. और उन सबका पुण्य का 2%, 1% इनको मिल जाता है. Like in the variety of investment businesses, you just start the chain. Your struggle is to establish the third chain after you. अगर you relax, वो chain बढ़ता रहेगा. You get your commission of 0.1, 0.2, 0.3% or 2%. That itself is lakhs to you. दुनिया में with regard to the money, जैसा ये हो रहा है, even upasana में भी there is investments are there like that. You make a temple and maintain it, relax. You will see जितने जनरेशन के भक्त लोग उस मंदिर में जाकर पूजा करके अपने भगवान की कृपा से जो चाहिए पा रहे, वो का पुण्य का आपको भी थोड़ा हिस्सा मिल जाता. All that we are going to talk tomorrow. But he says, मदरचाम प्रतिष्ठाप्य मंदिरम कारयेत दृढ़म. पूरा एक एक चीज भगवान जो चारों बात बता रहे हैं उन सब का कनेक्शन, वो सब वेरी बिग टॉपिक इट इज. आई विल चेरिश इट टुमारो व्हाइल टॉकिंग टू यू. मजा आएगा. तीसरी बात, पुष्पोद्यानानि रम्याणि. मेक ऑल ब्यूटिफुल उद्यानवनम्स फॉर द पुष्प एंड द फल. देन पूजा यात्रा उत्सवान. Then whatever the things that are required to do during the yatra and utsava, all of them organize it. Then puja adinam pravahartham, for the flow of the puja continuously. Anvaham and Mahaparvasu, every day as well as special occasions. Kshetrapana puragraman datva, give all the riches of Kshetrapana puragrama. Tomorrow we are going to talk in detail. If you do that, mat sarstitamiyat, you become one with me. Bhagavan is giving falashruti now. एक एक का थोड़ा आज बताएंगे. 2 बार बताने से आपको मजा आएगा, बात दिमाग में घुसेगा. आज थोड़ा कल थोड़ा. He says pratishthaya sarvabhaumam. If you do the mandir murti pratishtha, Only Murti ka Pradishta mein, if you help, you will become Sarvabhauma. People, some of you have helped in the temple mein Murti Pratishta mein paise diya. They are going to become the king of the entire Bhumandala. Sarvabhauma मतलब सर्व भूमि का राजा बनना. एक मंदिर में एक मूर्ति प्रतिष्ठा के लिए आपने पैसे दी, सार्वभौम बन गए. We'll explain it tomorrow. Second, Sadmana Bhuvanत्रयम. If you make a temple around that murti, you will become king of all the three worlds. देखो, क्रिप्टो करेंसी की तरह दिख रहा है कि नहीं? 15 रुपए इन्वेस्ट करो, 15 करोड़ मिल रहा है. इवन दैट इज ओनली 1 लाख टाइम्स और 1 पॉइंट उतना ही है. ये तो उससे ज्यादा. Make a temple around the idol, you get all the three worlds. Puja Dina, if you help in doing puja regularly in the mandira, Brahmalokam, you get Brahmaloka Prapti. In the ultimate tell you, Tribihi, if you do the all the three above, Mat Samyatamiyat, Mat Samatamiyat, you become one with me. See the beauty of Falashruti. And why this is to be done? And why, therefore, having followed this scheme, how, oh, sorry, not how, why, how, why our Sanatan Dharma is so beautifully all the time continuous is only the people have studied this portion of Bhagavata and they practiced it. क्यों अपना कल्चर इतना रिच है, शाश्वत है, कोई आकर कितना भी कोशिश करे इसका बिगाड़ नहीं सकता. क्या इसका नींव, उसमें क्या शक्ति है? These are the things. One is people's faith in what is taught by God. Here, with the faith when they did what is said here, the Bhagavan's Kripa Shakti. दोनों मिलकर सनातन धर्म निरंतर चिरंतन चलता रहेगा. A big topic it is, important one. Please don't miss tomorrow's class, day after also. Today we stop. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai, Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. We will study our continuation of Adhyatma Ramayana. Amma.